And as I reflect on Senator Springer's comments that it is likely to be a very good season for them, I once again ask you to cast your memory back for me, first and foremost, on the journey of when this clinic started. In 1959, Dame Ermintrude Edna Bourne, as others would know her, was very much at the center of life in this parish. There was very much a recognition that community-based services were critical in order for people who could not make it to town for whatever reason. And as I reflected on these things, it caused me to reflect on, first and foremost, philosophy. And Mr. Belgrave, I want to salute you this morning and signal out you for commendation, because you and a few others have done wonders to keep the memory of Ermi Bourne alive. And your stories and sharing them with us have allowed us to appreciate the critical importance of community interaction in rural Barbados. And I ask myself, what is the philosophy that caused us first and foremost to come to office? Yes, we must do the things to keep the country stable. Yes, we must do the things to allow for not just growth, but equitable growth, not jobless growth. But we must also do the things that allow people to function best in their communities. And that is why I restated on Monday morning this government's commitment to community-based services, of which healthcare is one of the most important. It would be impossible for me to appreciate this part of St Andrew and to believe that you should not have a primary school. The Costa Edwards Primary School is just short up the road. And in the same way that we appreciate the importance of delivery of education and healthcare at the community-based level, then this government will also ensure that the other community-based services that the people of St Andrew deserve should be made available. And what we have seen regrettably over the years, as I said, in Horse Hill, has been a tussle, a tug of war between those who want to centralize and carry everything to town, or Speightstown, and those who want to decentralize. And I have shown that I come from a tradition and have participated in governments that have consistently believed that services must be carried to the people rather than bringing people to the services. It is against that background that we have also agreed that the post office should renovate the post office, which has been closed for repairs. It is against that background that we also are committed to renovating the police station as a police outpost, recognizing that the manner in which we deliver services within the police force will change by nature of the use of technology and by nature of the use of the different structures that the force will utilize, including those that are focused around specialist services and not only geographical distribution of the deployment of officers. I start there because this matters to the person living in Belplain. This matters to the person living in Shorey Village. This matters to the people up in St. Simon's St. Saviour's. This matters to the people who will ask, when you're going to deal with the bridge at Bruce Vale. And I say to you that that will start in 2 weeks' time with the establishment of a temporary bridge a Bailey Bridge, as I believe the engineers call it, and correct me if I'm wrong, that will take the place until we can build a permanent structure. But what hurts me is that the deterioration of that bridge has been evident for some time. And it is part and parcel of, regrettably, that tug of war that sought to centralize services rather than to recognize that services ought to be delivered to people where they are. So that the bridge at Bruceville will be done. And why am I saying all of these things? The Member of Parliament, Mr. George Payne, has been a fierce defender of the right to access to services for the people of St Andrew. And this government has heard him over and over. And we will be judged by our actions and not our words. This morning, you have this clinic, which regrettably was closed for the people of St Andrew from April 2007 to 2011 before it had a minor refurbishment and was reopened. Regrettably, it was allowed to fall into desuetude and dereliction again. And that is why the Minister of Health would have indicated that one of his first decisions was the determination that these services must continue to be brought to the people of St Andrew rather than bringing the people of St Andrew to the services in Speightstown or Bridgetown.